Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with and different ways to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is about what narcissists will do with theirs and your belongings. The narcissistic personality disorder is on a spectrum. People can have traits, yet it doesn't mean they are a narcissist. So some people can do this just because they are hurting. Things to look out for are, do they think they are entitled to everything? Do they use people for their own gains? Do they exploit others? Are they lacking in empathy towards others? Do they find blame within others and never within themselves? If those are yes, you are most likely dealing with someone on the disorder. You did not cause it, you cannot change it, and you cannot control it. That is who they are. They have a disorder. You can control you and what you want to do with your life now. Now, you can control your reactions to it. You can retreat, you can rethink, and you can respond only if you need to do so. Stick to the point and only respond once if you feel the need to respond. Most often, if what you are saying does not match what they think, then to them you are the enemy and they seek to destroy through smear campaigns, gaslighting, silent treatments, blame shifting, and all the other manipulative games that they play. Narcissists love playing manipulation games with people, and they will do so via any means possible, including their belongings and yours. If you've been with a narcissist, you'll know they up and leave as and when it suits. A lot of the time when you are at a really low point and really need them. Yet some will only take a few belongings with them. Why do they do this? They simply do not care about belongings. They care more about finding ways to get at people or playing the victim to others on how you've kept everything. Yes, they do care about some of their belongings. Those they most often will take with them. The rest is just another one of their manipulation tactics. With a narcissist, it's all about those manipulative mind games that they seem to enjoy playing so much. So every time you are on the rise to true happiness again, something they will never be able to do within themselves, they like to have a backup plan of more manipulation to see if they can mess with your mind some more. Which simply means they are in desperate need of your attention or a reaction from you. They need others' attention, and if they cannot get positive, they will happily take negative. To say they don't care about you is rather accurate. They care when you are meeting their need. What they do care about is themselves. They care about getting emotional reactions from others, good or bad. They care about getting attention towards themselves. Those on the disorder are missing emotional empathy, so they cannot truly relate to how others are feeling. They might have cognitive empathy, meaning they can think how they feel, yet they are incapable of putting themselves into another person's shoes to connect on a deeper level. Psychologists also say they lack in object consistency. This is developed around the age of 2 or 3 with the primary caregiver. Those of us who have object consistency can relate, think and care about others even when there is conflict or distance. So as soon as there is conflict or any distance, they can simply just switch off and stop caring about someone. They can leave their belongings just to leave you with some hope that they'll come back because they believe you'll be waiting for them and they think you don't know what they are. Normal people don't go from I love you yesterday to no, I don't care about you today or I don't love you today. Yet without empathy and object consistency, those on the disorder do. It is fine if you have hoped or are still hoping that they will return. You are not a narcissist. You cared for them and you wanted to help them. We have all accepted behaviour from them that we should have never accepted, yet we learn from it and grow from it, and then we move on from it into a much happier life. You will get to that point. They leave the belongings as they think they can return, because a manipulator has to find a way to talk to you to manipulate you. So if they've left their belongings, they can message, email, or call you up about their belongings to test the waters on a Hoover, or to just irritate your spirit, especially if you've not healed yet. They will also blame shift to other people that you've kept their belongings, twisting it all around onto you so that you defend yourself, and the narcissist has you right where they want you, locked into an argument, or trying to prove yourself to them, and trying to prove yourself possibly to other people. You need to recognise that you know you are a good person. If you are struggling with knowing this, then write down everything you did to help them, even those negatives when you were possibly an enabler. You most likely had good intentions at that time, unfortunately believing their lies, but your intentions were good. One step better, they might try to arrange to come and get their belongings when you're in, all while telling the replacement the woe is me story about how you'll not give them their belongings back, which falls into the next reason they'll happily leave as much stuff as possible behind. And it's to help with the narcissist smear campaign. Most people who've been discarded will feel anger and resentment towards them. It's a normal human reaction. So what people do that have been left, or want to do, or might want to do, is burn their belongings, cut them up, go to the new partner and dump them, which then matches the narcissist story that they're telling others that you're crazy. If you've done this, don't worry, you're not alone. You're human with emotions. Or if you pack up all their stuff and chuck it in the bin, take a photo, press send, then again, you have just reacted, but it is normal human emotions. Once we've done this, they can now mind mess with our heads about how childish we are. Even though they disappear and don't talk to us for a week, 5 weeks, months, or even years, they will find a way to twist it round and blame it on us. When in reality, it's just normal human behaviour when someone has hurt you so much. Now, not everyone does this, but some people do. So if you're one of those people that did cut up their stuff, don't worry about it. Leave it in the past and move on to the future. Or if you pack up their belongings and dump it onto the front garden of your replacement's house, which might make you feel good for that second, but it'll not last, so please don't. Yes, a normal person that messes up and cheats, finds a new partner, will see exactly why you've done this. They will relate to this. A narcissist and their new partner is not the same. Remember, they've filled their head in with all the lies about you and just how crazy you are. Possibly all they told you about their apparent crazy ex before you. And the smear campaign. So when you start doing things like this, it matches the story, meaning that you have played right into the narcissist's hands. And again, like I say, if you have already done this, don't worry, just don't do it in the future. The best way to handle a smear campaign is leaving them to it. They find it increasingly difficult without reactions from you. It's understandable to want to defend yourself, yet you do not need to explain yourself to these people. They don't listen and they don't care, or they are pleased it's happening to you and you're reacting. Gossip is much harder to spread without any visual evidence. Again, please don't worry if you've already done this. It is a normal reaction for most people who have been cheated on, especially in the ways that narcissists do it. Unfortunately, because of how a narcissist's mind is programmed, they will not feel guilt like someone who has cheated, someone without the disorder who has made a mistake and cheated would. They are waiting on your reactions to confirm the crazy story that they're telling other people about you. Now, 2 years ago, I did pack up all my ex's stuff and placed it in the garage for them to come and collect. Sent them a message to let them know. Even his parents, who he was actually giving the 7-month silent treatment to, so they came round to visit the grandchildren, actually said how thoughtful I was, and I wasn't like the others, which I didn't realise they'd been others at that point, who'd chucked it, burnt it and cut it up. I do fully see why they did this, and I give them a round of applause for doing so and for breaking free. But what did I get from the narcissist? Did I get a thank you? No. I got a message saying, for someone who's regimented and organised, you've not packed my things very well. I did actually find the funny side in it, and a lot of the times you have got to find the laughter within their responses to keep your head above water. I did not respond to them, I just found the laughter within their response. Although I did respond about a telly that they so desperately wanted back. The one in the living room that our 2 young children actually sat and watched. The only thing the narcissist had ever brought for the home in the last 5 years. Even though they were living with the replacement who had TVs, they wanted it back. So they said I had to buy it off them for £500 or they wanted it tomorrow. Well, that telly just so happened to be in the sale. So I purchased a brand new one exactly the same for a lot cheaper. Win-win. I messaged to say the new telly was arriving in the morning. Yours will be in the garage to collect. And what did I get? No, it's no good today. I don't want it today. No, I don't want it in this house. That would be okay, but I didn't want it getting broken. I didn't want the responsibility of it. I was finally free of the narcissist and I wanted to be free of their belongings. So I did pick up that 40-inch TV with a grin on my face, marched it across to the replacement's home when I knew the ex-narcissist was in, put it in front of the gate, a message to get a barrage of abusive messages back on how they didn't want it. Which in my mind I was thinking, hang on a minute, you wanted it back yesterday, what's changed? Oh yes, you've got what you wanted and you didn't get a reaction. So I just replied it's outside. I did wait outside to take a photo as proof that they had got it, as I was wiser as to who they are and how they might use anything and everything to manipulate and twist. I was in a lot better place. I was strong-minded and strong-willed, and I was taking back control of my life for me, whilst they slowly slipped into the someone I used to know bracket, or in fact someone I didn't even know and actually know them better now than I did while I was with them. If they have belongings of yours, they will not give it to you. They might make arrangements to then break those arrangements, as you are most likely aware by now they are full of empty promises. They function on their own, which is why, they cannot function on their own, which is why they triangulate exes. When it comes to your belongings, if you get sentimental items out first, this is the best thing to do. If you've not left yet, the best bet is to get your sentimental items out. If you've already left, do you have a friend or a family member who could get it for you? Otherwise, you are, as heartbreaking as it is when it's something sentimental, you are best just leaving it. Some might actually bring it back to you. Usually when they're coming for a hoover, the excuse to come and talk to you, they might bring those possessions back to you. You cannot negotiate with these people. They are not interested in what you have to say. If all else fails and you've had their belongings for a long time, take it to a family member if they are good ones and not the flying monkeys or enablers. Take it to a charity shop. You don't need their belongings in your home just because you're a good person. It's time to get rid of it all. If they ask about it after you've got rid of it, don't worry. No doubt you gave them plenty of chances. If you have already destroyed it, don't worry, that is in the past. Just play them at their own game and just reply with things like, what belongings? If you need to reply, I do advise no contact or grey rock is the best. Don't get drawn into an argument. The only other responses are, you took everything, or I don't have your things. The best method is to block, delete, and don't respond. Responding once is okay to get it out of your head, but you have responded. What they do with that then is up to them. Do not let them take you off topic. Do not get drawn into an argument. That is what they are after. So where you might have left belongings in your haste to get out, they'll leave to further manipulate you, to either come and hoover you, to get you to defend yourself in a verbal battle, or to help with their smear campaign. Belongings are belongings. They are material possessions. And I know when it's sentimental, it can be heartbreaking leaving these things behind. But you've either got to find someone to go and get it for you, wait till they appear with it, or learn to let it go, which can be heartbreaking. But you can do this. You can and you will recover from this. Don't let them play more manipulative games with you. Just leave them to it and find something in your life now that you can focus on, that will work for you, that makes you happy, that keeps your mind busy and that keeps you going. If anyone's had any issues with narcissists and belongings, any hints or tips of what you did, please add into the comments to help others. Any funny stories to make others laugh, because you really do have to have a sense of humour when going through all the smear campaigns and everything else that they put you through. Thank you for listening. Bye.